Hello, Skittles is Kill here, and welcome to another episode of Q&A right now. This one has been, like I said before in my last video, the sort of vlog update, Q&A is going to have to go through a sort of a weird time. It's sort of going through a phase right now where I don't really know what to do with it since Google Plus completely fucked up the comments and this series completely lives on comments. So yeah, it might be a bit difficult to make this series, but with your contribution, I can make this work. So, as always, please leave some questions and, leave some interesting questions so I can answer for the next video. But anyway, yes, let's get on with the first question for today.
What do you think of Season 4 so far?
So far, Season 4 is looking very promising. Like, most of the episodes, I just found myself laughing out loud of some of the ridiculous, jokes and stuff. And, Season 3 was kind of hit and miss with some parts, but Season 4 so far is looking very nice. I'm liking Season 4 very much already.
What is your favourite episode of Season 4 so far?
My favourite episode of Season 4 so far? Close call, kind of a tie between Three's a Crowd and Pinkie Pride, because those two are just utterly hilarious, because both of them lend themselves to a lot of visual gags, and I'd say very close call again, but Pinkie Pride probably would outweigh Three's a Crowd in terms of visual gags, because it's like Pinkie Pie doubled. Like that pretty much just sets itself up. Because Weird Al Yankovic, he was really very well done. He was very I don't know how to say this, but I liked him in the episode, basically. When he first came on screen and did his thing, my mind instantly went, oh boy, Pinkie's definitely going to have some competition. And I was right.
What do you think about PewDiePie?
Yeah, he's alright. I mean, whether you like him or not is just subjective opinion. I do know a lot of people who think he's just utterly hilarious, and another group of people who think he's the worst thing to come from YouTube. Personally, some of his videos are kind of funny, but also at the same time, some of them are kind of obnoxious and kind of forcing it, so I can see why people dislike him. Personally, I think his montages are some of the funniest ones, because it's all the good content merged into one, and they, as you can see on his, if you go on his channel right now and look, go on his channel, select the most popular videos, and you will see his most popular videos are all of his montages, because they are seriously hilarious, and his edits are absolutely hilarious. And also those Surgeon Simulator, I think there's 3 animations where there's these 3 little animations. I shouldn't have 4. Oh fuck, I don't know anything about PewDiePie. What's wrong with me? The animations, the fan animations, are also really funny, because his fast-paced style of comedy lends itself really well to animation. So yeah, PewDiePie, kind of a hit and miss, but most of the time, not too bad.
If you were a king for a week, what would you do? Do you worship Luna's plot as much as I do?
Oh, silly user. Luna's not a story.
If you had to choose between a tank and a helicopter, which one would you choose?
Well, obviously I'd go for the one that, can fly in the air and shoot rockets from said air. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, really.
When will you do more reactions to good videos?
When everyone stops making shit.
Can you answer this question?
Okay.
What do you ship in the Pokemon fandom?
I actually don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about the show or the game, because either way, I don't really ship that much, because I grew up on Pokemon as a kid. I watched the show religiously as a child, so it's kind of part of my childhood, so I don't really ship that much from it. So yeah, also I just learned this a few days ago. Apparently people who ship Jesse and James together are called rocket shippers. That is hilarious and adorable.
What are your favorite legendary Pokemon?
I'm not actually quite sure. I don't use that many legendaries in the game because they're like ridiculously overpowered and they sort of make things a bit too easy. But I guess my favorite would have to be my favorites would have to be Latias. She is absolutely adorable. Like, if you've seen the Pokemon Heroes movie, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And Darkrai as well. Like, both his design and his premise are like really cool. Like, he's like a Pokemon that like gives you nightmares, and like considering he's a dark type, he's just really, really cool. Like, I really like him. And Victini as well. Again, for the same reason as Latias, it's just absolutely fucking adorable. And Victini also holds a special place in my heart because Victini was the first legendary Pokemon that the first event legendary that I obtained legitimately. Because by the time I heard about these event legendaries when I got Diamond and Pearl, I already missed the events, so I obviously couldn't get them, and I had a crappy internet at the time, so I couldn't just download them. So I had an action replay, and I just sort of gave myself like all the event legendaries by just like hacking the game. But Victini was the first one I actually connected to the internet, got the Liberty Pass, and like caught legitimately. So yeah, Victini holds a special place in my heart for that reason.
Did you get Pokemon X or Y?
Now, if you've seen my unboxing video where I unboxed this special limited edition X and Y 3DS, I also bought a copy of Pokemon X with it as well. I've already finished it. I've already I finished the Elite Four, I finished the game, and I'm just sort of in the middle of completing the Pokedex. And about a week, or I should say a month later, I got Pokemon Y. Solely for the purpose of, because I want to start a new journey, because Pokemon's so much fun, and I just wanted to get all the version exclusives as well. So, yeah.
Which starter did you choose in the opening of X and Y?
For my starter for X and Y, I always go grass types. Like, when I first started, my first Pokemon game I ever played was Diamond and Pearl. I booted it up, and my starter I chose was Turtwig, and late, because that was a rental game I got, I gave it back to the video store, then I went out and bought like the real game for myself, and I chose Turtwig again. And from then on, it's sort of become a rule of mine where I only choose grass types. Yes, I know that that grass types do have like a lot of weaknesses, but that's like sort of the challenge. I mean, I love the challenge, yeah? So yeah, and so obviously, as you'd expect, my starter on X and Y was Chespin, and I do not regret that entirely, because Chestnut looks fucking awesome. And funny, actually, it's completely unrelated, but just a little funny story. When I started up my Pokemon X playthrough, I started the game, chose Chespin as my starter, then I caught a Pikachu, because like when I first got Pikachu and it said Pika, and it was like, oh my god, that's awesome. So I caught a Pikachu, but then I couldn't really use it because I couldn't level it up, because all I found were Pikachus and I couldn't level it up, and it was like really annoying. So what I did was I sent it off on Wonder Trade, and I got a Fennekin in return. So I got like 2 starters for the price of 1. Bargain!
What is your favourite evolution?
My favourite evolutions would have to be Espeon and Sylveon, because Espeon I had in my playthrough of Soul Silver, and I just used it for a lot of the time, and also because psychic types are like my favourite type in Pokemon. And Sylveon because, I mean, look, it's adorable. Look at it, it looks so cute with its little flesh ribbons and, that's kind of, you're creeping me out.
Are you a potato? What was your reaction when Ask Princess Molestia Tumblr ended? And what is your opinion on Down with Molestia?
Finally! Wow, I get to talk about this. So basically, for those of you who don't know, Down with Molestia was a campaign that was started by a Tumblr user called Pinky Pony, and she started it to raise awareness of a rape culture in the brony community, and she decided to hit it where she thought it was like all started from the Princess Molestia Tumblr. So she's trying to like prevent rape culture from happening in the brony community. And how did bronies respond? By sending her rape threats. I don't even, that pretty much just says itself. Now, I do think Down with Molestia was misguided, like very much misguided, which is why they swiftly changed their name from Down with Molestia to Ponies Against Rape Culture. Also, it's the fact of, the Princess Molestia Tumblr doesn't really have that much to do with, like, rape, because, like, the character of Molestia certainly does, but the comic itself doesn't really, like, the Princess Molestia comic sort of has that sort of crude humour you would find in shows like Family Guy or South Park, but for the most part, nothing really, like, anything to do with rape. Now, I just want to make this perfectly clear that I have nothing against Down with Molestia or Pinky Pony. I mean, she's trying to stop a serious problem, and it didn't really work. I mean, she got absolutely shat on, but still, give her an A for effort. And the thing is, I don't hate, like I said before, I don't hate Down with Molestia, but the reaction to Down with Molestia, that's what I kind of find a bit annoying, because Bronies just went at it like I said, they threatened her with rape. She's trying to stop rape, and they replied to her with rape. That's just, guys, that's just kind of stupid. I mean, well, like, what's the definition of a brony? A definition of a brony is a fully grown adult male who watches My Little Pony. You're grown men, but you can't act your own fucking age. That's just, like, what the hell, guys? And as for the whole, Princess Molestia Tumblr being taken down, I mean, there's not much else to say about it. I mean, it was going to end eventually, like, one way or another. With Down with Molestia or not, it was going to have to end sooner or later. Like, nothing lasts forever, so, yeah, Molestia. Ding Dong the Witch is dead.
Have you recently watched the anime series Kill La Kill?
I have heard about Kill La Kill a lot. I don't know much about it. I do know that it was made by the same guy who did Gurren Lagann and Panty and Stocking, which are my two most favourite anime of all time. So, yeah, that's actually, I'm going to take a look. So let's see what the whole fuss is about. Oh boy, that is definitely made by Gainax.
What's your favourite Sonic game?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
What's your favourite Nintendo game?
Pokemon.
Who's your favourite Pokemon of all time?
God of War.
Have you played any of the Persona games?
No, I haven't. I've not played any of the Persona games. I hear a lot of people, like, raving about it, and the only thing I know from Persona is when I reacted to two Best Sisters play Persona 4. But I've actually heard that it's, like, kind of boring. Like, it's sort of like a JRPG. It's sort of like a sort of like a Japanese high school simulator with, like, an action thrown in. It seems kind of weird, but no, I haven't played any of the Persona games, and I don't think I'd really get that much into it, so, eh?
Have you heard of the Stanley Parable?
Yes, I have heard of the Stanley Parable, and it's pretty funny, like, I'll admit. Like, I'm not too big on, like, games that have, like, that solely based on narrative, because I just can't find it kind of boring. I mean, I guess I'm just not really that into narratives. It's certainly funny, I'm not going to admit it. I kind of liked it. It was not that bad. But I haven't been bothered to, like, unlock all the endings. So yeah, Stanley Parable. Yeah, it's not that bad. Pretty funny.
You know the monster under your bed is actually Princess Molestia.
You do realise that, like, hang on, yeah, see? That's the top of my bed. Like, right there. That's my bed. I'll give you a better view. See that? That is my bed. That's my bed, there's my pillows, there's my quilt. That's the end of my bed. So, that's the... Princess Molestia certainly isn't here, I'll give you that, but... Wait a minute. I work here. That's what... I spend most of my time in my day there. That's under my bed, so... Does that make me Princess Molestia? Whew! Fuck, it's hot in here. But anyway, yes, that's episode 15. Is it? Yes, it is 15. Episode 15 of Q&A. As always, please leave your questions in the comments below. Leave as many questions as you want, because Google Plus has completely fucked everything over, and I kind of need more questions to keep the series alive. You can do so in the comments, or as a message on my Tumblr, the link's in the description, or as a private message on YouTube. I think you can still do that, I'm pretty sure you can, so yeah. My name's Skittles is Kill, and I'll see you next time.